Good morning, baseball fans. It is time once again for Coffee and Baseball. And happy 2020 opening day as well, as the Yankees and Nats will kick things off today and start the Major League 2020 season, which I'm excited about. And in today's game, the 1921 Yankees hit the road for the first time and traveled to Shibe Park to play the Philadelphia Athletics, who they opened the season against at home, winning 2 of 3. Carl Mays, who is already 2-0 in this young season, and partly as a result of rainouts and off days that occurred early in real life in 1921, he's actually making his third start of the season already, even though the Yankees are only, this is only their 6th game. So Mays, who started in 1921 in real life, winning this game, played on April 21st, 1921, 6-1 to go 3-0, has a chance to go 3-0 in the replay again. And Babe Ruth still looking for his first home run. Today's 7th inning fun fact will be did you know about Rube Waddell and his salary arrangements when he played for Connie Mack and the A's? So let's get the lineups, and we'll get ready to go for the visiting Yankees. Same lineup they've had the first 5 games. Chick Fuster leads off at second, Roger Peckinpah at short, Babe Ruth in left, Wally Pipp at first, Bob Musial in right, Ping Bodie in center, Aaron Ward at third, Wally Shang behind the plate, and again, Carl Mays on the hill. For the hometown Athletics, Jimmy Dykes at second, Whitey Witt in right, Joe Duggan at third, Frank Brazil at first, Tilly Walker in left, Cy Perkins behind the plate, Frank Welch in center field, Chick Galloway at short, and on the hill for the Athletics will be Roy Moore. Moore was 10-10 with a less than impressive 4.51 ERA in 1921. So we are set to go, and Fuster digs in against Moore, and we're underway, and right away we go to the ballpark, and Shibe Park has a very hitter-friendly, especially in left field. So wheelhouse for Fuster, he takes a big cut, and that's going to be a hard single back up the middle to start the game. And the offense continues as the Yankees scored 22 runs through 5 games thus far in this season. Roger Peckinpah, the batter, and that's going to be a tough result. Peckinpah drives a single into the outfield as well. And again, using the fast action cards for runner advancement, runner will advance 1 base. So they're going to be back-to-back singles to start the game for the Bronx Bombers. And that brings up the Bambino looking for his first circuit shot. He's hoping he'd get it at home. Wheelhouse or ballpark, it's going to be wheelhouse. And for left-handed batters, or against left-handed pitchers, 1-83, Ruth, a big swing, and got to redo it. That is a long fly ball that is just foul. Ruth sets back in. Here comes a pitch. And 80, Babe Ruth, and that is deep and gone. A wall scraper. Babe Ruth's first home run of the 1921 campaign. And the Yankees break to a quick 3-0 lead against Roy Moore and the Athletics, and nobody out still. The Bambino, frustrated, he was only 3 for 14 coming into this game, and he unloaded on Roy Moore. And Utah Mike has joined us just in time to catch the Bambino's first circuit shot of the season. Welcome, my friend. Hope you're doing well. A tough result to Wally Pipp, and Pipp's going to ground that down to second base. An easy play for Dykes, so first out of the inning. And I will bring up Bob Musial, the right fielder. And in-play result for Musial. And Musial, a single right back up the middle, so Moore, in danger of an early exit. Ping Bodie, the batter. Here comes a pitch, a patient result to Bodie, and Ping Bodie flies into left field, going back to pull that in. A few steps short of the track is Tilly Walker. So 2 down, and Aaron Ward, runner on first base. 3 runs already in for the Yankees. Top of the first. Here comes a pitch, patient, and Moore is going to draw the base on ball. So runners on first and second. As Moore continues to struggle, brings up the catcher, Wally Shang. And the way Carl Mays has pitched early in this one, this would be more than adequate lead for him. I'm going to re-roll that. I don't know why these dice are 9. That'll be an in-play result. And 36 to Shang. And that's going to be a pop fly into shallow left field. Going back to pull that in is Galloway. Inside is finally retired. But the Yankees send 8 men to the plate. Plate 3 runs. The big blast, of course, the home run by Babe Ruth, his first of the 1921 campaign. And the Yankees break on top 3-0. And the Athletics have a hole to climb out of as Jimmy Dykes will get it started. And Dykes, big swing, flies that into left field. Ruth ranging to his left. Two-handed catch, 1 down to start the first for the hometown A's. Left-handed batter Whitey Witt up. And Witt is going to get a patient result, 83. And just misses that. It'll be a fly ball into shallow center field. And an easy play out there for Ping Bodie as Tilly Walker steps in. And actually, I did not adjust my lineup from the last time these two teams played. All right, Duggan and Walker switch places from the original series. So Joe Duggan up. And 7 will be an in-play result for Duggan. And another fly ball into shallow left field. Ruth has to come in this time, but 3 up, 3 down go the A's. And we are through the first inning. New York 3, Philadelphia 0. And the pitcher, Carl Mays, is hitting .500 thus far in this season. Tough result. And Mays, 34, almost got a hit on that. He's a very good hitting pitcher. Instead, it's a pop fly. Ranging back to make the play in shallow right field is the second baseman, Dykes. 1 down to start the second inning. Mays almost a C&I single there as Chick Fuster comes up. Fuster singled to start the game, later scored on Ruth's bomb. And that'll be an in-play result to Fuster. And big swing and a miss. Chick Fuster goes down. So 2 outs as Moore seems to have recovered and regained his senses here in the second. But yet another ballpark result, and it's going to be another wheelhouse to Peckinpah. Moore having some misfortune there. 0-3, and Peckinpah drives that over the left field wall. Second home run of the game. Rogers' first of the season. The Yankees now lead 4-0. And that the third and fourth home runs for the Yankees as a team so far. They hit 2 through the first 5 games. And that brings up the Bambino, who hit his first of the year, his first time up. 9 will be an in-play result. And Ruth, it's going to be a fly ball into center field. And going back to pull that in just short of the track will be Frank Welch. So side is retired, but the Yankees strike again on Peckinpah's solo shot. Heading to the bottom of the second inning. New York leads at 4-0. And hammer time 10:31. Joe Tomax has joined us at the ballpark, as has Robert, RJL 518. Check out that wonderful channel, and also check out Utah Mike's great channel as well. Welcome, guys. So Frank Brazil leading off against Mays, looking for his 3rd win already in this season. And here comes a pitch. It's going to be a ground ball down to first base. And taking that unassisted to the bag will be Pip. 1 down for Tilly Walker. The Submariner Mays gets the sign, kicks, delivers, and 32, Tilly Walker. That's going to be a pop fly right behind second base, and ranging over to take that is Chick Fuster. So Mays, 5 up, 5 down, and he is showing the form he showed in his first 2 starts of the season. This will be another in-play result to Cy Perkins, and 49 will be a ground ball down to first, another unassisted play for Pip, as the A's are retired in order in the second inning. We're heading to the third. New York, on the strength of 2 long balls, leads us 4-0. First baseman Wally Pipp starts off the third inning, and he's going to get a patient result, 64, and he's going to get plunked. So Moore, perhaps frustrated, comes inside to move Pip off the plate, hits him in the ribs. Wally trots down to first base. No big deal in those days. And a tough result to Bob Musial. And Musial, against the left-hander, just misses there. And that is going to be a fly ball into center field. Heading back to first is Pip. 1 down for Ping Bodie. Bodie flew out to left his first time up, and another tough result. Moore is living in a ballpark and tough on his card. And 85 against the left-hander. That's going to be a ground ball down to short, and that will be a 6-4-3 double play. So some good fortune finally for the Athletics. Side is retired as we head to the bottom of the third. Yankees 4, Athletics 0. I think it was Jimmy Duggan. Yeah. It's been so long since I've seen that movie, The No Crying in Baseball. I think that had Gina Davis and Madonna in it also, right? And Rosie O'Donnell. So bottom of the third inning, Frank Welch set to face Mays, who is perfect thus far. And Mays, he's living on the in-play column. That's going to be a ground ball down to third base. Aaron Ward has to charge that. Good transition, whips it to Pip, one down. Chip Galloway up, the shortstop. And yet another in-play result as 57 will be a ground ball down to Ward again. So Aaron Ward busy at the hot corner. Retires the first two in the bottom of the third inning. And that will bring up the pitcher. And Roy Moore. Moore is going to drive that into center field. It is shallow and falling, but coming in to make a nice running catch is Ping Bodie. So Mays perfect through three as we head to the top of the fourth. New York in control 4-0, and Aaron Ward set to lead it off for the visiting Yankees. And an in-play result to Ward, and that's going to be a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Moore stabs that, makes a throw to first, one down for Wally Shang. Shang popped out to short his first time up, and we're going to have our first defensive check of the game. It's going to be an error check on the third baseman, Duggan. And Duggan is a 3, so he is going to get to that, make a nice play, bobbles it a little bit, but recovers in time to make the out. And Shang is retired. Pitcher Carl Mays up. Mays, again, was hitting 500 coming into this game, a very good hit pitcher. Be an in-play result, and Mays drives that into right field, and it is hit hard, but right at Whitey Witt, who makes a play, and Moore has another successful inning as it's 4-0. Yankees heading into the bottom of the fourth. Yeah, I'm hoping for actually today will be a quiet day at work, and that's what I got to start after this game. Only one meeting today, which is nice as Dyke steps in. And Mays looking to remain perfect. Holy cow, that's a ground ball down to shortstop. So Dykes grounds out to start the fourth as Mays will sit down the first 10 batters he has faced in this one. Another in-play result, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field and ranging into the gap in right to make the play. Plenty of time to get there. As Musial throws the ball back in. Joe Duggan, the batter. Here comes a pitch, and 8's going to be patient, and we are going to have our first base runner of the game for the Athletics as Duggan takes 4 wide ones, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Frank Brazil. And Brazil, in play result, that's going to be a sharp line drive to shortstop, and Peckinpah makes a nice leaping grab. So the A's get a base runner, but they are still without a hit through 4. And in the next inning or so, that's when we start to begin thinking about the thing that we shall not mention, as Mays pitching a gem so far, top of the 5th inning. And Chick Fuster set to lead it off against Roy Moore, who has settled down since a very rough first couple of frames. Patient result against the left-hander, and that is going to be a single back up the middle. So just as I say that, Moore again falters, and Roger Peckinpah's 2 for 2, single and a home run. He scored 2 runs. Here comes a pitch, and that'll be an in-play result. Pop fly into shallow center field, and second baseman ranging back to pull that in, Jimmy Dykes. One thing I'm noticing, and I don't know if Joe rearranged the outs, but I notice in the 1969 card set, I did not get a lot of pop-ups, and the number of pop-ups with this set at least seems much more in line with actual real life. So I don't know if he made any changes there, but definitely a welcome thing to see those results as Ruth steps in. Patient result, 94 against the left-hander, and against the right-hander, that would have been a home run, but instead, Ruth, who's insane card, has home runs on the patient column. That's going to be a fly ball into right field. So Bambino could have had his second of the game there if a righty was on the mound. 2 down for Wally Pipp, lefty-lefty matchup. And it's going to be a tough result, and Pipp overmatched there, swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Yankees get a hit, no runs, no errors. 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 5th, halfway through this game. 4-0 New York in the lead. And yep, Giants in LA and Yankees and Nats. And it is going to be a good evening in this household. I've been waiting for baseball for so long, any team sports really, so I'm excited, especially since the Yankees are playing the first game of the year. An in-play result to Tilly Walker to lead off the 5th inning for the Athletics, and that's going to be a pop fly into foul territory. Ranging over to make that play is Wally Pipp. And again, another pop-up, as I mentioned. 1 down. IDJ has joined us at the ballpark. Yeah, I have a baseball void in my life, my friend. I have been checking out some of your wargaming stuff. I don't know if I'll get into wargaming, but it's very interesting. Most of those games, though, from what I gather, you can't play solitaire, correct? Cy Perkins, the batter, and be an in-play result to Perkins. And do we have our first hit of the game for the A's? We do. The no-no is gone, as that is a looping single into left field. Ruth could not get to that, and Carl Mays may or may not care, but the no-no is gone as Frank Welch, the batter. Here comes a pitch, and that's going to be a ballpark result. And for Welch, the right-hander, that is going to be wheelhouse. And like I said, Shibe Park, very hitter-friendly. Welch takes a big cut, and Welch cuts into the deficit. The no-no is gone, and now the shutout is gone. A mammoth 2-run blast over the left field wall, and the offense is off the charts in this one. 3rd home run of the game as he cuts the Yankees' lead to 5-2, and that brings up Chit Galloway. Mays looking to regain his composure. That's going to be a patient result, and 43. That's going to be a hard single through the box. So Carl Mays now running into a little bit of difficulty. There is 1 down, Moore. And Moore is going to bunt. He is a D. And he's going to bunt that to the 3rd baseman. And they're going to get the lead runner. So 5-4 on the putout. And fielder's choice for Moore, as the Athletics do not want to dip into their bullpen since Moore is pitching a little bit better. And he did those first 2 innings for sure. So top of the order, and a patient result to Jimmy Dykes, and Dykes draws a base on ball. So runners on 1st and 2nd now is Mays in his first real pickle of the game. 2 runs already in on the 2 runs shot by Frank Welch. And looking to rebound against Whitey Witt, and that's a ground ball down to Pipp at first base, and he's going to flip that underhand to Mays, so side is retired. But the Athletics get 2 runs on 3 hits. Leave a couple. We are through 5. Your score, Yankees 4. I think I said 5 before, but it's 4-2. New York in the lead. And Bob Musial will look to get some runs back for the Yankees as we head to the top of the 6th inning. In-play result to start the frame, and that's going to be a fly ball into right field. Routine play out there for Whitey Witt. And Musial heads back to the dugout. 1 down. Ping Bodie, the batter. U-boats. Yeah, I've heard good things about John Tiller, and I do know I do have a couple of computer war games, and I know John Tiller. Matrix, I believe, is a website that sells a lot of war games. I know a lot of his games are on there in the computer version. U-boats is a solo-only game, and a wing and a prayer is a solo game. So, what's a wing and a prayer about, IDJ? Is that obviously it's based on air warfare, but is that a bombing where you do bombing runs or fighters? All right. can't ping Bodie, as that's going to be an in-play result. And Bodie, ground ball down to second base. So Moore's really settled in here in the mid portion of the game. Aaron Ward up, 2 outs, nobody on, and a patient result to Ward against the left-hander, and that is going to be a single into left field. Hit that between third and short. So a little 2-out magic here for the Yankees as Wally Shang comes up. Shang in this one is 0 for 2. He's popped out, grounded out to third. And it's going to be a tough result, and Shang, swing and a miss, goes down with a big hack at that fastball. Unable to catch up with it as we are heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. New York holding a 4-2 lead, and Philadelphia, inspired by their surge against Mays in the 5th, will look to draw even in this game as Joe Duggan leads it off. And here comes a pitch, and Duggan starts the inning with a single, a sharp single over the third baseman's head as the A's, after being stymied for the first 4 innings, their bats are coming alive, and Frank Brazil comes to the plate. Yet another in-play result, and that's going to be a ground ball down to third. Is that going to be a double play? And it is not. Runner is going to get to second base. The only play for Ward charging on that ball was to go to first. So runner in scoring position, 1 down for Tilly Walker. And Walker today is 0 for 2. Mays gets a sign, kicks, delivers, and Walker, that's going to be a single, a long single into the gap, and runner on second is going to score. And suddenly we have a brand new ball game as Tilly Walker makes it 4-3 with that drive into the gap. Coming in to score is Duggan, and Mays now in the most trouble he's been in this season thus far, and it's not going to get any better. Another hit for Perkins. It's going to be a line drive into center field. A runner on first advances 1. And Wally Shang coming out to have a chat with Mays. The Submarine are totally discombobulated. They have their signal straight. And back to play, Frank Welch. And the hit parade continues. That is a soft blooper into left field. And runner on second is going to score. And we have a brand new 4-4 tie ball game. Stopping at second base is Perkins. And the Yankees look to get something going in their bullpen as Mays has just fallen apart. The wheels have come off. Rip Collins is up and beginning to throw gingerly down in the bullpen as Chick Galloway steps up. Runners on first and second, still only 1 out in this inning. Here comes a pitch, and that's going to be a defensive check. Always an adventure in 1921. That will be a range check on the pitcher, Mays, who is a C. And Mays is going to make that play and get out of the inning, the 1-6-3 double play. So a clutch defensive play by Mays. But the damage is done. The Philadelphia Athletics come through with 2 runs on 4 hits, leave a couple. We're through 6. We're tied at 4. And heading into the 7th inning, again, we'll have a very short fun fact today involving Rube Waddell and his salary arrangements when he played the game. So Carl Mays, and he is a good hitting pitcher. They're not going to pull him yet, and he'll have an in-play result. 42 just misses a hit. That's a pop fly, though, into shallow right field, and ranging back to pull that in is the first baseman, Frank Brazil. 1 down to start the 7th inning for the Yankees. Top of the order, Chick Fuster. Fuster has singled and scored, walked, and singled again his last at bat. Here comes a pitch. And that's going to be a patient result as Fuster drives that into center field, and taking a few steps back to haul that in is Frank Welch. So 2 up, 2 down for Roger Peckinpah. Peckinpah is 2 for 3 today. Singled, home runs, scored a couple of runs, and he's going to get a tough result, 0-6, and Peckinpah swinging a miss. So more. He is pitching like Mays did in the first 4 innings. We're heading to the 7th inning stretch, and we're tied up at 4 from Shibe Park in Philadelphia. Roy Moore set to lead it off for the A's. His fatigue is an 8, so he's going to get 1 more at bat here. Our 7th inning fun fact. So Rube Waddell, this will be a quick one, as I mentioned. Did you know Rube Waddell never drew a salary when playing for the Philadelphia A's? He did have, of course, have a contract, but rather than giving him a normal salary distribution like the other players got, Connie Mack would give him a few bucks here and there, based mainly on the fact that when Waddell had a large amount of money, he tended to disappear, go on drinking binges, and often head to the nearest lake to do some fishing. And there were stories. One time, Waddell could not be found and had a start coming up, and was actually located drunk and asleep in a boat in the middle of the lake with a severe sunburn. So Waddell, again, probably had, well, definitely had behavioral health issues. Would be somebody in today's game that would probably be restricted to playing only in the Special Olympics. Quite the character, though, and very colorful baseball player, and part of the great lore of the dead ball days. And of course, Waddell, a very big humanitarian, contracted illness and died of tuberculosis in 1914, helping to fill sandbags for a flooded town. So that is our quick seventh inning fun fact today. And just checking up on the chat. For the Yankee, for Irish and Bob, their last name is Musil. Winging a Prayer is a bombing of the German. Yeah, okay, I thought that was. So how long does a game you lead bombers on missions and then try and get them back without losing a ton of them, flak enemy fighters, all that stuff? Yeah, no, May's card is crazy. Ton of in-play results. His ERA was 3.05, which was exceptional for 1921, as that was an extremely big offensive year, 27-9 record. So, but yeah, so how long does a normal game take to play that, IDJ? As we are set to go in the seventh inning. And in-play result to the pitcher Moore, and my goodness, Mays is in trouble. I maybe should have pinch hit for him, as the pitcher leads off with a single. So the Athletics looking to take the lead for the first time in this game. And ballpark check, that's going to be wheelhouse for Jimmy Dykes, and that is trouble against the right-hander. It better be high numbers, 34, and that is going to be a double. And drive against the wall. Runners advance 2 bases, so runners on second and third. And I think Mr. Mays is done for the day. So Mays, definitely not a stellar outing today. Again, through the first 4 innings, all he gave up was a walk. But he's given up 9 hits since then. So his final score line, excuse me, will be 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 earned runs at this point, more possibly to come. And he has 2 walks and did not strike out a batter in this game, as well as surrendering a home run. So Carl Mays, a very disappointing effort. And we'll have a new Yankees pitcher. It's going to be Rip Collins, as the Yankees now facing falling behind. And Collins in 1921, 11-5 with a very unstellar 5.44 ERA. He's got a couple of good tough results, but also patient results in opportune locations. And that will not bode him well. All right. All right, so we are set to go. Collins has finished his warm-up tosses, and he's going to look to get out of a severe jam that Mays has left him in here. Bottom of the 7th inning, runners at second, third, nobody out. And the infield is going to be drawn in for Whitey Witt. Here comes the pitch. And 6 will be a patient result, and Collins, the right-hander, is going to be a base on balls, and it's going to load him up. So things looking dire for the Yankees in their first road trip of 1921. Here we go, 5, and that's going to be another patient result, and Joe Duggan's going to draw the base on balls. and that's going to walk in a run. So the Yankees have totally imploded in this one after jumping out to a 4-0 lead after just 2 innings. Frank Brazil, the batter. Collins gets a sign, and yet another patient result, and that's going to be a single. So the A's now piling it on, and that is going to be all runners move up a station. So that's going to close the book on Mays. And we still don't have anybody out in this inning. The A's are just teeing off on Yankee pitching. So Mays ends up being credited with 6 runs surrendered, all of them earned, and that is going to boost his 1.00 ERA, which was the number coming into this game, up considerably. Tilly Walker, the batter, and what do you know? A patient result, 41. That's going to be yet another base on balls. And the A's, 3 runs in this inning, lead at 7-4, and it is getting ugly if you're a Yankee fan. Ballpark check and Cy Perkins. That's going to be wheelhouse. Big swing, 51, and that's going to be a single. Grounder up the middle, and runner on first advances 2, runner on second scores, 2 more runs come in, and the wheels have officially come off, broken, and ended up in a ditch. A 2-run RBI single, and it is 9-4. Philadelphia clobbering the Yankees. And Collins still looking to get his first out of the inning, and that's going to be a tough result, 64, and finally, infield at double play depth now. They've kind of conceded this one and not going to be able to pull off the double play. That's going to move the runners along, so another run comes in to score. As the A's have now batted around, Chick Galloway, the 9th batter in this inning, still only 1 out, runner on second base. Here comes the pitch. And what do you know, an in-play result? It's going to be another single. The A's mauling the Yankees here, and that will be a 1-base advance. So runners at the corners. And the jerk who started this all off, Roy Moore, comes to the plate for the 2nd time in the inning. And Collins, that's why you had that ERA, folks. Going to be a patient result, 87, and that is finally going to be another out. And that will be a double play to end the inning. 6-4-3 double play, but the Athletics have piled it on here in the 7th inning. This one is all but over, folks. 6 runs on only 5 hits and 7,000 walks. So we're heading to the 8th inning. The A's with a commanding 10-4 lead, and Babe Ruth. It's all about racking up stats at this point. Here we go. Roy Moore, who thought he'd have an early shower today, has instead turned in quite a stellar performance, bouncing back from those first 2 innings, as Ruth draws a free pass to start the 8th. Wally Pitt, the batter. And going to be a tough result to Pitt, 79, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field. 1 down. Things going so much smoother for the hometown A's here than the Yankees last inning, go figure. Tough result, and Musial swing and a miss. He strikes out. As Musial, actually, that's his 6th strikeout of the season. He's having some difficulty making contact so far. Pig Bodie, the batter. Ruth on first, 2 down. Here comes a pitch, and that'll be an in-play result against the left-hander. That's going to be a line drive to second base, and Side is retired. So once again, the Yanks go quietly, and Roy Moore and the A's lead this 10-4, heading into the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the order, Jimmy Dykes. The in-play result to Dykes, and Jimmy Dykes, it's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher. 1-3 on the putout, and Rip Collins could have used that when he came in the last inning. Tough result, and Collins now suddenly remembers how to pitch. That's going to be a fly ball into center field. I'm not bitter at all. A 6-run deficit for the Yankees. Joe Duggan up. 2 down. Here comes a pitch. Yet another tough result, and Duggan swinging a miss. So Rip Collins, who couldn't find the plate with a magnifying glass the last inning, he mows through the A's in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and we are through 8 innings. Philadelphia with a commanding 10-4 lead, and this will be it for the Yankees. It will be Ward, Shang, and a pinch hitter. And the pinch hitter already identified is Brago-Roth. So here we go. Roy Moore looking for the complete game, and an improbable complete game. Like I said, it didn't look like he'd be around for long as Ward drives that into right field. And coming in to take that, Whitey Witt and the Yankees 2 outs away from defeat as Wally Shang steps up to the plate. Moore gets a sign, kicks, delivers, and patient result to Shang. And that is going to be a fly ball into left field. Routine play out there in left for Tilly Walker. And down to their final out, Brago-Roth will be the pinch hitter. It's his first appearance of the 1921 season, and here we go. More the pitch, and patient result to Roth, 61, and that's going to be a single, so the inning is still alive. Not that I see any 7-run, 2-out outburst happening, but Chick Fuster up. Moore chats briefly with his catcher, Cy. Make sure they're on the same page. Here comes a pitch to Fuster, and 46 will be an in-play result. That's a line drive to the second baseman, and ball game is over, mercifully for the Yankees. And in recapping this one, things started out exceptionally well for New York. Babe Ruth hit his first home run of the year in the first inning, a 3-run blast. Roger Peckinpah followed that up with a solo shot in the second. From that point on, it was all Philadelphia as they strung together 10 runs between the 5th and 7th innings, and the 7th inning especially, where they were the benefactors of 3 walks and 5 hits to blow this one open. The only good news for the Yankees is they had no errors in this one. So let's get our final line score. All right, for the Yankees, 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and they only got 3 hits after the second inning. For your Athletics, who collected 10 runs on 12 hits, no errors, and all of their hits came in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings, so they grouped them together. The winning pitcher, Roy Moore, survives to get the complete game victory, and Carl Mays, in his worst outing of the year, falls to 2-1 for the Yankees, getting shelled for 6 runs in 6 innings pitched. Babe Ruth was 1 for 3 on the day after his 3-run blast, blew out twice and drew a walk. So that is it. Appreciate everyone stopping by. Thank you, Robert, RJL 518. Check out that channel. Sports Time Machine, Utah Mike, both these guys play a lot of payoff pitch, so give their channels a look. Hammer Time 1031, thanks for stopping by the ballpark. And, of course, ID Jester, the king of the war games. Check out his channel as well. He's got some unboxings and reviews of war games pretty much every day now, sometimes twice a day. So appreciate you all stopping by. Hope you have a great day. And this is Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we will see you later. Take care, all.